cooperation tonight in all of these matters. The concession stand is located on the west end of the complex, near the baseball and softball fields. The restrooms are located at the top of the home bleachers under the press box, as well as by the concession stand.
The fucking tape.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sad.
It is sad, actually. All right, can you retweet the tweet?
Yeah, just a second.
Are they gonna play the? Let's get it. Oh, second base. Put this in the pocket. We have this here.
I did on the Monroe one.
Now, should we leave this open here? Should we close this?
I know.
Okay.
I gotcha.
We got y'all.
If you hear any of us, then that's
Okay. At least we know.
You want to go on, Trent?
yeah, we're just no sound right now.
I can see we are good. Push that on your snap.
Yeah. Hey. You added scrimmage play? I love her mind is just crazy.
No, that was my front facing camera.
Her mind is just unmatched. Such efforts.
Oh my god, leave it alone. Alright. What's going on? What are we doing? What are we waiting for?
I'm waiting for people to tune on.
Is there anybody on there? We got 4 minutes. I mean, this is not a walking room. Real audio?
Dude, no, not right now.
And now, put your hands together, Dragons fans. And welcome for the 2019-2020 season, your William Monroe Varsity Football Dragons.
Which one do you want me on?
Hold on.
Flying William Monroe flag proudly is our very own Kyle Latore.
Where's the flip from my phone?
Huh? Anywhere you want to put
At this time, would everyone please stand, remove your hats, and face the flag as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Tonight's anthem is performed by the William Monroe High School Marching Dragons.
Cool beans.
Give me the roster. Can I see the roster? Roster.
Thank you.
Identify offensive and defensive.
Hold on.
I'm probably going to use that as well.
Yeah. Do you have a TA roster?
No.
Okay.
I found one, but I couldn't find it with like all the positions.
This is really. That was underneath the fucking meeting.
Let's do this, boys.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside of Martin Mooney Field. My name is Trent Fisher. That's Ryan Flynn and Camden Ward. We're getting ready for the first game of the season for the Weimar High School football Dragons. The Dragons are coming off a tough year at 3-7 after key injuries during the season, but a key push towards the end forced them almost to get into the playoffs. However, they fell just short. This season, they're looking to turn around. They've got 18 seniors, and they returned 8 all-district players along with 3 all-state members. So now I'm going to switch it over to Ryan here. Ryan, first game of the season. How's your mood here? How do you like the energy?
Hey, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good. Last year was tough. I feel that because we have so many seniors this year, I feel like they need to go with a bang, and we should totally be able to put up a winning record. And I feel super strong about this year.
Monroe won the toss. They elect to receive. It's been 4 years I've been doing this. You know how long I've been waiting to stand in this booth and sit next to you guys and do this game. It's going to be a lot of fun. Monroe won the toss. They want the ball first. We'll be back after a quick break here on Monroe Madness. All right, welcome back to Martin Mooney Field. TA lost the toss. Monroe wants the football first. So back deep from Monroe is number 2, Jeffers, and number 8, Jeremy Savoie. And the 2019 high school football season, it's off. It's a short kick, going to go take a bounce and go to Jeffers. Fielded at the 15, going to find a hole. There goes Jeffers, slides down at the 25. And here comes senior quarterback Jared Knights. It's Jared's second career start. His only start came last year against Broadway due to an injury to Alex Kinsey, the senior quarterback who graduated last year and head off to continue his career at CNU. Jared Knights, number 10. You got the pre-ructor back there. Our key players to watch tonight. It's definitely going to be the pre-ructor, Jared Knights, and Brandon McDonald, the new transfer coming out of California. He brings a lot of variety to this team. Monroe's going to go receiver each side set, tight end right. That's 7, Wagner pre, and Philip Shivlin in the backfield. It's going to be Jared Knights under center. Take the snap, power right to Pre finds a hole, makes a move, but he's going to get gang tackled down after a nice gain, about 4.5. Marked him just short of the 30.
Quarterback Jared Knight hands off to Dupree Rucker. Second down, Dragons.
Second down and about a long 5 we'll mark it now. Going to mark him at the 29. So, Ryan, this is a new team. How are you feeling about this new offense? Of course, last year went to the spread. They're going back to the pro this year, trying to get Dupree Rucker to be the star of the offense and get it confidence under Jared Knight's arm.
You know, I'm feeling pretty good. Dupree's a fast dude, and I feel like he can run the ball. Jared's got an arm, not as much as Alex, though, but I feel like he can improve over the year, and I feel like we can see something from him.
And I think that's another thing this team's going to have to adjust to. You know, you go from such a mobile speedster and Alex Kinsey, now Jared Knight, he has that athletic ability, but he's more staying under the pocket. He's going to stay there, and he wants to win this game as a field general, not running it himself. It's going to be third and a long 3. 2 straight rushes for Dupree Rucker, and he's going to pull up 7. They're going to go tight end right receiver each side. I formation under center is Jared Knight. If I had to guess, they're going to hand this ball right off to Dupree Rucker, probably going left side. He's going to go toss left. Nice blocking. Pre trying to make a move. He's going to get tackled up. He's going to be just a little bit short. He picked up about 1.5 yards.
Rucker with the carry for the Dragons.
So they're at the 39 or 34, their own side. 4th and 1 Monroe. They're going to punt it. Do you like that decision, Ron? Do you think they should have went for it there?
No, I don't. I think because early in the game, you got to punt it. If you're going to go for it, you got to do it later. Second half, maybe fourth quarter when it's a close game and you got something on the line.
That's very, very true. So left here in this first quarter, it's 10-14 and counting. Monroe is going to punt this football away to Turner Ashby. Here's Will Lauer. He's got a strong leg on him. Nice punt from the 34 all the way down to the 20. Faircat signal for TA is going to take over from the 19. Here comes that Dragons defense.
Will Lauer with a beautiful punt for the Dragons. Turner Ashby takes over on down.
So Monroe, they're going to come out and punt to start the season after, you know, a 3-7 record last year. Ron, do you think that's a disappointing start for this squad, or do you think they just got to get back into the rhythm?
I think they've got to get back into the rhythm. You can't judge it off of one series and end with a punt. I think they've got to find their rhythm this year and just get back to their form.
That is very true. So it's a net punt of 46 yards for Will Lauer to start the day. Here comes TA. This is Monroe's problem last year. They gave up too many points on defense. They couldn't stay in a game because they couldn't hang with them later in the game. So they're going to start here. I formation, going to read option. Nice move, but a nice spin move there. Number 2 for TA, but he's going to get gang tackled after about a gain of 1.5.
TA quarterback CJ Haskins hands off to Grant
CJ.
Tackle made by William Rose, David Mack.
David Mack gets in there, and he's going to get a tackle to start the day. Haskins. Motion coming left. A 27, a huge gain of about 30.
To Swinehart for a large gain for Team EPA. Push out of bounds by William Monroe's Caden Pritchett.
So Caden Pritchett's going to amass the tackle to start here. It's a big first down here. A rush of about 32 to start the day. First and 10 at the 30 of Monroe, and with 9:05 to go here in the first quarter, TA's got a lot of the momentum, and they're already just outside the red zone here. Ryan, what do you think of that first play of the defense? I mean, this is not the way you want to start if you're Monroe.
This is not. I mean, they had a great hole, and that was a good run. He's a speedy dude, and I think we'll have trouble containing him.
Very true. We got a flag here up front.
Flag on the play.
It's either going to be offsides or a false start, of course. False start on TA, so a little bit of a break there for Monroe as they will move him back 5 to the 35. So if you're just joining us, it's all zeroed up here. 9:05 to go. Week 1. Turner Ashby traveled to Monroe. It's a season opener, of course. Monroe 3-7 last year. A late season push got them those 3 wins, but it was just too little, too late to get into the playoffs. That's Cold Pack. Xavier Koldak, the linebacker, getting in there and making a nice tackle.
Tackle made by William Monroe's William Rupert. And Caden Pritchett.
Caden Pritchett gets in there along with Xavier Kolpak. So it's going to be a second and a long 16 here. TA's really now they had a nice run of about 32 to start their day, and now they're getting a little backed up here. So second and 16 coming up, 2 receivers each side, running back behind him in the pistol. Motion coming left. Takes a snap, fakes the end around, going to run the speed option. He tosses it off. Ball's on the ground, but it's going to be covered up by TA. And avoiding disaster there is Haskins. Garrett Morse getting in there, causing a little bit of ruckus. It's going to be third down for Turner Ashby. So it's going to be marked about third and a 21 here. Ryan, Flynn, do you think they're going to get this here?
I don't think so. It's a long third down. You've got to either have a big hole or have a huge pass. I think Monroe's going to stop them.
So third and 21 here. Monroe, of course, he gave up the run of 32 on the speed option left earlier to start the day, but they've done pretty well. A false start by TA moved them back, and Monroe's contained them ever since then. Going to go spread formation, 2 receivers each side, and the shotgun running back stands to the left of Haskins under center. Motion coming left, and we got another flag here. This is going to be false start. Move them back again.
Penalty is false start against the Knights.
So the second 5-yard penalty, that's going to add it up. Third and 26, Ryan Flynn. How do you feel about it now?
With all these penalties, I don't think they're going to have a big play. I think we're going to be able to stop them anyways. They may settle for a punt, or if they get it to probably about the 35 or the 30, I think they'll have a good chance at a field goal. I don't know, though.
We will see. Third and 26, same play. Motion coming left. 3 receivers left now. Takes a snap. First pass of the night. Pressure coming. Nice pressure there by Phillips. Shiflett Phillips is coming. Now he's taking off. He might have the first down yardage here. And he's finally going to get wrapped up just short. A gain of 23. Haskins picks up 23 on third and 26. So it is Logan Barber gets in there and saves what would have been a disastrous opportunity. Very close. So it appears they're going to stay on the field here. 4th and 3. So Ryan Flynn, that was really, really close. And I don't think anyone on that sideline is happy from Monroe right now, but you got to be happy you didn't give it all up on third down. So this is the mistakes they've made for the past 4 years. Big plays, bad penalties, and now just lack of effort. So they got to stop them here or this is going to go bad. Another motion, fakes the end around. Now he's going to run an option inside. Puts it in. He's going to get stopped short. And a beautiful play. Huge defensive stop. David Mack getting in there, making a huge play. And here will come Jared Knights for his second senior drive. So big play there, Ryan Flynn. How was that?
I think that was good. The Mack attack gets it done.
The Mack attack.
And we take over in our own territory, though. I think we need a couple big plays to drive down and score a touchdown.
Look, here's what I wrote down for you. This is what I truly believe about Jared Knights' talent. I played with him for 3 years. He's an excellent player. He's a hard worker, and he knows what he's doing. They need to start the running game, but they don't need to rely on Dupree because once you get Jared Knights comfortable hanging off, he's a lot more comfortable turning around and throwing the ball too. So here's going to be Brandon McDonald, the transfer from California. He's going to push strong, and he's going to pick up 6 on a first run of the drive. Or that's Dupree, rather. So Dupree's going to pick up 6. 4 rushes now. 14 yards for Dupree. So averaging about 5 yards a carry to start. Not too shabby. Second down on a long 5. No passing attempts so far, and we've been in this game for almost 7 minutes.
You mentioned handing it off to Dupree. I do think Jared will need to scramble sometimes during games.
Well,
it's not going to be like Alex where he was out of the pocket and he was quick. But
I will agree with that because I think this line's playing a lot better here. Going to another handoff to Dupree, but not much here. This is going to be a loss. Dupree's going to manage to get back to the line of scrimmage. So third and about, we'll say 4.5. So no gain on that play, but it is going to bring up third down. Jared Knights is out there. Dupree is out there as well behind him. Evan Wagner's your tight end. Jared Knights gets the call from Mitchell Morris, but ref time. Seems like he's going to try to fix Dupree's sleeve down there. So if you're just joining us, TA is traveling to Wayne Monroe to start the season here for the 2019 VHSL season opener. 5:15 to go. Both teams have had the ball. We've seen a punt from Monroe and a failed 4th down conversion on behalf of TA. So both teams really not starting off the strongest they'd like to, but this is a huge third down. Third and about 4.5. There's been 5 straight runs offensively from Monroe. They have not thrown this ball yet. Dupree has a little issue with his helmet there. Jared Knights being a good quarterback going and helping him. So third and about 4.5. I want to see a throw here, Ron. You think we'll get it?
I do believe we will.
And we don't. Another handoff. Pre trying to get out of it, but he cannot. He is wrapped up, and he's going to lose about 2.5.
TA is already starting to see that run. They got to throw the ball more. They can't just keep handing off series after series. They've got to switch it up and start confusing that defense a bit.
Yeah, here's the deal. I know everything there is to know about all these coaches and this team. I can tell you what Coach Morris is doing. He likes to get into a rhythm of things. He likes to feel the game out. He really wants to get this running game going, and I totally agree with him. But that play, I would have thrown the ball. He knows I would have threw the ball. And he'd probably yelled at me for doing it. But that's just how it is. So 4th down, another punt coming for Will Hour. He punted his punt last drive and netted out about 46. So here he goes again, punt 1 yard line. So a beautiful punt by Will Hour. That's 49. Huge punt. So we had a fair catch first time, and then we had a roll and a down. So TA really playing smart here. Both teams, I don't think either of these teams, Ryan, really want to go in and risk anything in the first quarter. I think that'll.
I agree with you there because it's the first game, first quarter. You got to feel for everything, so they don't want to risk too much. But I think as we get later in the game, scores maybe a close game, they're going to definitely risk some more things.
Yep, Haskins, his only run today was of 32, and then we have Swinehart, their quarterback, had 2 rush yards, so not much. 2 receivers left. They're going to get another motion, fakes that. It's going to be a pass. Trying to go back, switch play, going deep for number 21 of TA. He's going to get it. Beautiful catch, and what a job by TA, and a huge gain down to the 34, so picking up 26 on that one. Beautiful job by Swinehart. I really like that play because what you're doing, you're really putting the whole defense off. It reminds me of a switch route. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your line sliding to the left. You're going to fake that handoff, and you're allowing your quarterback's mobility to go back right and find your man going end around. Beautiful execution by TA. Here they go from the 35 after a huge gain. TA's got close both times, but they haven't scored another motion. And this is going to be probably a 3rd false start. The 3rd false start on TA, Ryan Flynn. How do you feel about that one?
You know, I think it's good for the Dragons. Just pushing back a bit more. We don't have to work any.
You know, I think this is a mistake TA really didn't want to make. Monroe for 4 years. I mean, let's take a look at this. 4 years, this is the record: 13-27.32. I was on those teams. I love these teams. I loved every second of it, but that's not a good record. The coaches are amazing. Players are amazing. You have to have execution. I'm really liking how Monroe's playing tonight. It feels different, and I'm doing what you used to do. Second and 11 coming up for TA. You're going to go 2 receivers left, wing left. 2 receivers right, tight end left. They're going to motion them out. So we got 2 wings now on the left side in the pistol formation, running back behind Haskins. Motion coming left out of the slot. Haskins take the snap, going to hand it off. A little draw up the middle. Looking for someone to go. Nice juke. Finds a hole. Still going. Going to push him off of Jeremy Savoie. A nice hole for Swinehart. He might go all the way, and he's going to score. Touchdown, TA. There is a flag back deep. This might come back. It is going to be holding TA. So Monroe does not get one of those big mistakes we were just talking. Can't let happen. So I'm really happy that was on TA because it would not have been good for Monroe.
And if it was a touchdown, that would have been 2 straight running plays where it was a big hole and they got outside and they just took off. So you got to contain that running. It's a speedy dude, and they're going to be seeing more of him all night.
And not to mention they had the big gain of 22 earlier. Haskins found his receivers deep after that nice end-around motion pass we saw. So 2nd and 20 coming up, starting from the 45, but we are a little confusion down there on the field for the referees, but they're going to figure out. Here goes TA, 2nd and 20 after the hold. Take the touchdown off the board. Trying to get Monroe to jump, can't do it. Motion coming left again to swing left. Takes the snap, going to hand it off. Just going to go, finds a hole, misses a tackle. Nice juking there for Swinehart. He's going to pick up about 7 of that 20 back. To see, and you replaced by Jared Knights. Jared Knights did have 1 start last year. This is only his 2nd career start, but I think everyone on that team is fully behind Jared Knights, and I've seen what he can do, and he's really good at what he does. Halfback Zach Miller, he provided a lot of power and movement in the backfield when Dupree wasn't around last year. So that's something they're going to have to fill with Phillip Shiflett. I mean, he's their big dude who can get in there and really push the pile. Fake handoff, quarterback draw, going to go right up the middle, finding a hole, and a gang tackle coming up from Monroe. Going to mark him at the 31. I also wrote down center Garrett Shiflett, who's now at Bridgewater, continuing his academic and sports career playing football there. The line was the biggest issue for Monroe the past 3 years, and I think that they've been continually working it up, and I think this group of seniors might be the team that can continue the culture of having that strong line. John Rocha was an all-state all-lineman. He has a championship ring, and he's one of the best to ever play here at this school. So, in theory, there should be a good line. Monroe also returns 8 all-district players and 3 all-state, all-region talents, but they've not won a district championship since 1990. 1:42 to go in the first. We're going to have a timeout. It's going to on Turner Ashby. TA is going to call a timeout. We'll take our first break. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're watching Monroe Madness.
Like, if I'm here, I'm not going to get a good view of the end zone, but.
Welcome back. TA is going to take the snap. They're going to go pooch punt, or no, they're going to fake it off. But he's going to actually pick up the first down after the drag. So TA is going to convert that one. Come back abruptly, but welcome back to Martin Mooney Field, everybody. About a minute and a half to go here in this first quarter. We're still scoreless. TA's on the brinks right now. I'm Trent Fisher. That's Ryan Flynn. Ryan, it's pretty neutral game so far. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I feel that we could pick up a bit more on offense, maybe do some passes. I don't think we've seen a pass
We
in
have
this game
not
from Monroe. So I think that Knights needs to pick up a bit and probably pass the ball.
8 offensive plays. That nice play there. Fakes. They're going to run an end around, breaking a tackle, spinning loose. Getting in there is Kolpak, knocking him down.
Both offenses are going to rely on that run game for tonight. We've already seen Dupree with a bunch of handoff, a bunch of carries, and TA's gotten a bunch of runs, a bunch of big runs. So I think that's something we're going to have to watch out for.
They're going to spread formation. 2 receivers each side. Running back standing left to the shotgun of Haskins. Take the snap. Second pass of the game. Looking to the end zone on a curl route. Knocked away by Jeremy Savoy. Down to the 6 for Monroe.
You know, I think I'm feeling another run here because they're so close to the goal line. And
You know, I do too. They really do a great job of, running this rush, this spread offense, kind of what Monroe was looking for last year. Of course, they're back in the pro now, but they're doing a pretty good job. Like they said, down to the 6-yard line, see if they can capitalize. Almost did that time. Going heavy wing set here. Haskins take the snap, going to go speed option left. He's going to pitch it last second, and a beautiful tackle by Caden Pritchett getting in there, making his name heard.
Excellent defensive play by William Monroe's Caden Pritchett.
That's Caden's second tackle of the evening. Second and goal from about the 6. Got back to the line of scrimmage that time as well. 39 seconds ago here in the first quarter and counting. So we're all still knotted up at 0. But it is out of bounds. Incomplete. So the clock will stop with
game. But Monroe's red zone defense right now is looking pretty good.
I would agree with that statement. And with 16 points to go, we are going to see another play here. Clock is stopped. 2 receivers, right wing, left. Take snap. Going to fake that one. They're going to run a quarterback up. We hit 0 with 9.5 seconds to go in the first quarter. TA scored. Not in college. And they're going to snap it. He's going to walk in the end zone here. Just scored. They also got a 2-point conversion, so it is 8-0. They're going to kick it off here. Back deep is Jeffers and Savoy from Monroe. Another short kick and a tried high. Fielded at the 27. Here goes Monroe trying to make a return out of something. Gang tackled hard at the 30. So another drive, Ryan Flynn. Will we see a pass?
You know, I'm hoping we'll see a pass. I don't think they can keep running because TA's probably got that mindset of they're going to run, and they're going to hit their run defense and stop them completely. So we need to see a pass here for that momentum to pick up and hopefully score.
That was Gavin Hussar, running back senior from Monroe, taking the kickoff up to the 30. So 5 seconds to go here in the first quarter. We'll see one play. And, hey, it's a run. It's a run. I'm not going to be mad. 2 receivers right, tight end right. Going to go quick screen here, bubble to Jeffers. Jeffers falls, and he's going to be down, loss of 3. That's going to end your first quarter. Or Shea Jeffers. Clock will stop. So 2.3 to go. We'll take one more snap, it appears, here in this first quarter. So, Ryan Flynn, we were waiting for that pass. Now it's -3 yards on Jared Knight's stat sheet. You think they're going to run it here, end out the quarter, and take the long third down?
Yeah, I do think they're going to run it here because there's such a short time. They can't afford a long pass, maybe an interception to end out the quarter and maybe give TA field position if there is an interception. But hopefully they throw it.
So we're going to see Coach Morris is getting in the face of his offense right now, and that's going to end the first quarter. So as we head to the end of the first, we'll give you the wonderful view of the great man himself, Mitchell Morris, coaching up his Dragons. 8-0. TA's got the lead. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Martin Mooney Field. I'm Trent Fisher. That's Ryan the second. Monroe went first quarter break with Coach Morris on the field, ripping into.
Like you said, they're going to get into a rhythm with Rhett. Hopefully they can break that spell.
Trying to quick lane here to Jeffers. Tipped and intercepted by TA, and we've been dying to see that
pass. And lo and behold, and they have great field position to set up for possibly another touchdown.
So let's take a look at this Monroe offense, Ryan. We have 6 rushes for 14 yards for Dupree. We have 2 pass attempts, 1 for 2, -3 yards, and an interception for Jared Knights. That is not the offense Monroe wanted to run. They saw a lot of these issues last year in the spread offense. You go back to the pro, yet some of the same issues are present. What's the solution for Monroe right now? We talked about rhythm. We talked about, going for it. What do you think is the key to Monroe getting into this game and not going down 14 or 16-0?
I think right now, possibly short passes. They can't keep running the ball, but if they do, they're going to have to still keep it short. So I think short and sweet is the solution right now, and see what we can do.
Flag on the play, delay game on TA. So that's the 4th offensive penalty for TA. We have 3 false starts and a delay of game. Monroe has no penalty. Well, they do have one, the red zone PI on Jeremy Savoie. There's one thing you say from Monroe, they're winning the turnover battle. That's a good. Last time they made a playoff appearance at Petersburg on this field. Those Haskins, but he is not going to get any gain there. Back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 15 coming up. We have about just over 11 minutes to go here in the second quarter. TA leads 8-0. Monroe has let TA get into the end zone to the 3 keys to this game for Monroe. Number 1, I've highlighted, exclamated, everything. Be a family, get along, and have a fun time and play for each other. Number 2, run, pass. Get into the rhythm, but pass the football when necessary. Number 3, play smart defense. Monroe's done it most of the time here, but they did struggle on that last drive. Here's a deep drop back here. Going deep is TA. Caden's going to get in there and knock it down. A beautiful defensive swat by the senior Caden Pritchett. And that's going to get the crowd shaking. 3rd and 15 coming up for TA.
I mean, he was sworn by a gaggle of Monroe defenders, so he was bound to be knocked down.
I really enjoy that word, goggle. Gaggle. Is that what you said? Gaggle? Remember that when we had Gaggle at school?
Oh my gosh, yes, the email thing, like
the email thing.
in
The
like
email.
I was in like elementary school.
Elementary school. That was a fun time. 3rd and 15. TA is trying to avoid another failed 4th down conversion or turnover. Motion left. Going to go 3 receivers. Going to go fake draw here, and that's going to be a beautiful tackle by Philip Shiflett getting in there. Excuse me, that's Jared Morris gets in there. Senior linebacker. I only imagine they're going to punt this ball, Ryan Flynn.
Yep, that's another defensive stop and a punt because it's obviously too long for a field goal, so you've got to punt. It'll put Monroe deep in their own territory if they don't return it too far, but that's when we need to see some passes and get that going, disrupt this TA defense from the run defense, and see what we can do.
So here goes the fumbled snap. So now just a disaster here, and he's going to be wrapped up or tried to be in a beautiful play that time. And that's Xavier Kolpak, the senior linebacker, making a big play. And here comes the Monroe offense. Could this be the play they need to jumpstart this Monroe momentum?
I do think it is. That puts us in TA field position, or excuse me, in TA's half of the field, though very shallow in their half of the field. I think we need some passes to get us going and get this team rejuvenated.
So after the turnover on 4th down by TA, it's going to be 10:25 to go. Monroe takes over from the 39 of the opposite side. 2 receivers right, Drew Hallfacker. And that's Liam Jeffers, too. Pre almost bobbles the snap on a pitch right, but he's going to be corralled quickly. And a loss of – they're going to mark it a loss of 3 for the pre-ruck. So rough time for Monroe here. 2nd and about 13 coming up.
You know, I think they've got that rhythm. We need to see a pass here, hopefully, maybe on this drive.
I would love to see something happen here. The line's they have to execute like we talked about earlier. Coach Roche has been working on this line for years, and I think that this squad is the one that can really break through the mold. So a receiver each side, 4 Monroe, 2 backfield, and fumbled the snap. Jared Knights thought it was going to be a false start. He didn't even dive for it, but Brandon McDonald will dive on it, and he's going to lose another 2.
3rd down, Monroe.
So McDonald picks up his first rush of his Monroe career. It's going to be a loss of 3. So 3rd, and we'll say 19 or 14, excuse me.
Let's see a pass here. It's 3rd and long. We need something.
Toss it right to Dupree. And nowhere. Another loss. He's going to lose 3, and I can see it in Jared Knights' face. He's really upset with the offense here, and he's talking. He's discussing what's going on here with Coach Morris, who sends him back on the field. No way they're going to go for this here. I don't know why Jared Knights is on the field.
You know, maybe they'll attempt to pass.
We'd be very surprised now. Look, I talked about it earlier. Coach Morris likes to get into that rhythm. He's one of the best coaches I've ever had in my life. He's an amazing man, an amazing person, and I love him to death. It's his style of offense. It takes time. He's an amazing coach. He knows what he's doing. I trust him completely. So they are going to pass here. Jared Knight's trying to avoid a sack. He's going to go down. A loss of 5 in Monroe's defense. I don't know what they were doing there. Looked like they were going to attempt some type of Hail Mary. But it does not work. It fails, and Monroe will punt or will turn the ball over once more. And Jared Knights is frustrated down there. He's down there discussing it with Coach Morris.
I mean, it's early in the 2nd quarter. You can't keep passing only on 4th down. You got to mix it up. Maybe a run 1st down, pass 2nd down, run, pass, run, pass. You got to mix it up a bit, get into that rhythm. You're already in that run rhythm now. Just break it up with a couple of passes.
You are 100% right. So here goes TA, 2 receivers right, 2 wings left, and a running back behind. Haskins under center. Takes the snap, and run speed option right. Haskins is going to take it for himself. He breaks 1 tackle, driving forward. A nice truck by Haskins. He's going to pick up 9.
CJ Haskins, the quarterback for TA.
There is a flag on the field, it appears.
That is a versatile quarterback there. Kind of reminds me of Alex Kinsey last year, where he would just run and not be afraid to drop a shoulder on someone.
So 2nd and about 1 yard for TA coming up as we hit the 8-minute mark to go here in the first half. It's 8-0. TA's got the ball and an 8-point lead. Second one coming up for TA. Going to go wings formation each side. Pistol going to take the snap. It's going to be a pass. Trying to go quick curl route, but it's off the hands of the receiver. So 3rd and 1 coming up.
I think this is where TA is going to run it because it's such short yardage. They got to get that first down here on 3rd down to keep this drive alive. Hopefully Monroe can stuff them, but because it's only 1 yard, I don't know.
So like Brian Flynn said, it is short yardage, 3rd and 1 coming up. You've got Coach Morse down there trying to coach up Dupree. Dupree looks frustrated with the offense, and I know exactly how it feels. I know what they're going through. It sucks. It sucks to be in a game where you feel like you can't get anything done. It frustrates you and it makes you angry. But what you cannot do is let that anger control your emotions and the way you act. So this is a dive here. It's going to pick up a first down for TA, under 7.5 to go here in the first half.
Haskins made the keeper. Tackle made by William Monroe.
Hey, I will say one thing. The coaches from Monroe switched it up to the white shirts as they wear the green jerseys tonight. I really like that. Last year they wore those green. I wasn't a fan of the green. The whiteout jerseys, if you have a chance to go to a whiteout game from Monroe where they're wearing all white, do it. Jerseys are very, very tough. Love them to death.
You know, my thing is, when are you guys going to stop eating the watermelons?
You know, I was not a fan of the watermelons. I don't even know if I ever wore the watermelons. But I did junior year and sophomore year. You know,
I mean,
it's for a good cause. It's for a good cause. We will say that. But, you know, a big play there. It's going to be Colpack getting the tag behind the loss after a little bit of a fall down. Pentadilla taking a loss of 1 on a slip. But, you know, the watermelons for a good cause. Really, really enjoy that.
I know they were for a good cause, but can you make some better jerseys?
Hey, you know, some of you got to take it with Adidas. Not me. I don't work for Adidas. 2nd and 11 coming up for TA. They're taking their sweet time, 6:31 and counting to go here in the first half. They have an 8-0 lead. They're at the Monroe 39, 2nd and 11. Takes the snap, going to fake that motion right, going to pass it. Going back deep, looking across the middle, finds his tight end on a little pop. Number 3 takes the snap, trying to get in there, and he's going to truck Jeremy Savoie. He's really excited about that one. He's got to be careful, though. Remember, Tia's already got 5 penalties, and he kind of taunted him there, and I think next time he does that, he might catch a little bit of a 15-yard run back. So beautiful play there with a little tight end pop. I like the motion going right. We talked about it earlier in our big gain of 22 that they had on the opposite side of the field going down towards the other end zone in the first quarter. I will say this. Caden Pritchett and Jeremy Savoie are doing an excellent job on the left side covering for the Dragons. They're really talented quarterbacks. Speed option right, and a big play, a sack coming up for the Dragons.
That's what they need for this defense is a sack. Maybe just keep stopping them, and then we'll get the ball back on 4th down.
Hey, that's that Mac attack you talked about. His 2nd tackle of the day and his first tackle for loss. Come on, Monroe. Let's see what you can do here. 2nd and about 15. Defense trying to stop them.
We need that big play, an interception, fumble, something, and then we can jumpstart the offense maybe.
You know, and I can see it. I can see it in the sideline of Monroe. They're frustrated. They're upset. They can't move the ball. Who cares? Let it go. You just get a new drive out there, and don't. There's no point to scream at the boys. There's no point to scream at your coach. Definitely don't do that. But you could have a lot more to be mad about, like TA's 5th false start of the night. I love the passion in these coaches of Monroe. I mean, if you just watch the sideline, you see them, you know, they're animated right now. They're really upset because their offense is not doing a lot of things. The defenses could have played a lot better.
But you know what? It's the first game.
It is.
You've got Kings to work out for the rest of the season, so I think they'll work them out, and I think they'll get their rhythm.
Monroe has always had a tough time opening the season. We didn't win a season opener my time on varsity, so it's kind of one of those things where you look at, you want to do it so bad, and when it doesn't happen, it really pisses you off. Here's a little top screen here, incomplete, thrown across the middle, and very, very close to a disaster there. Haskins' pass falls incomplete.
Let's talk about over-under. What do you think TA's false start number is going to be by the end of the game?
Well, they got 5 right now, or what? We got about 5 minutes to go here. Second half, I would say they go above double digits. I mean, if it stays the way it is, I wouldn't surprise seeing that 10 or 11.
You know what? I'm calling 15.
Hey, here's something you might want to look at. Blaze Van Dyke is down on the sideline warming up. He's got his helmet on. We'll keep an eye on that situation. Going to find the screen for TA on a long 3rd down, but he's going to get it wrapped up And a beautiful job to avoid disaster. Once again, that's going to be Gavin Hussar.
Haskins pass completes.
Gets back to a near Swinehart. Gavin's another one. Look, I played with Gavin. We practiced a lot junior year. We played together varsity year. Last year, and he's a really good football player. You know, he's not the biggest guy on the field, but he's got quickness, he's got speed. We all called him Cole Beasley. I love Cole Beasley. I hate that he hates on my Cowboys now because I really, really enjoyed him, really liked his talent. But Gavin, that's who he reminds me of. He's really quick, speedy, and he's got the hair to be Cole Beasley too.
Yeah, speaking of the Cowboys, I don't think you're going to do that well this year, but we'll see.
Well,
Go Ravens.
Go Ravens. I got no problem with the Ravens. And we don't get Zeke, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about Monroe has a timeout. We'll be right back. You're watching Monroe Madness. Welcome back to Martin Mooney Field. My name's Trent Fisher. That is Ryan Flynn. My bad, guys. They're going to kick the field goal. The snap was botched. Going to kick this one, and this is going to be just over the upright. So Turner Ashby converts a long three-point attempt to make it 11-0. That was about a 45-yard attempt, Ryan Flynn. How do you feel about that one?
I mean, it shows he's got a good leg on him. That's pretty crazy.
Down there coaching up the special team is Alex Yost, former Monroe player. He's at JMU currently to further his academic career. He's a really good guy. He knows what he's talking about. He's a really good kicker at Monroe. He also went to Concord, played a little college football. I had a nice conversation with him a few weeks ago about the program. They're doing really well. He's a fan favorite down there with the boys.
And I want to go back to what you said about Gavin Husser being a fast guy. I wrestled with him last year. He is one of the quickest dudes. When he was on the mat, he can get on a dude and you can eat him up. It's crazy.
He's one of those like dark horses that I really liked. You know, I always thought of him as offensive talent. That's where I saw him when we practiced together. And to see him out there on that defense, you know, getting significant playing time and making an impact. Love to see it. He can do a great job. Monroe is going to take the kickoff here. Back deep, of course, is Jeffers and Jeremy Savoie. I really like Jeremy Savoie, too. He's a friend of mine. He's someone who I've talked to a lot about football, someone I've been working out with for years. He's a hard worker, and he's a really good football player. He's one of those athletic talents you really want to give opportunities to. So it's 11-0, 4:06 to go in the first half. Monroe's offensive struggles. Jared Knights, 1 for 2, -3 yards on interception. We really, really, really want to see this team get it going. Here goes TA. They've got the ball. They're going to kick it off to Monroe, and not a high short kick. This one's going to go to Savoie. See what he can do. Takes it up. He's at the 30, trying to find a block. Finds a hole up to the 36. He's going to be dragged down. So here comes that offense once again. Me and you did take note. We saw Blaze Van Dyke warming up, but Jared Knight's going to head back out there for his third possession of the night.
Let's see a pass, guys. Come on.
I want to see it.
Come on.
I really do.
We just can't keep running it. You know, you said Jared was kind of mad with his offense. Throw the ball.
Hey, watch Drew Hallfagger out there, number 9, senior receiver. He is one of the guys I played with, really good friend of mine. He's someone who I adore on that football field. Here's Pre going up, going to make a positive gain here, but the ball was out. They're going to mark him down immediately, and he's going to pick up, I'm going to say 4 here. So second and about, we'll say 7. Second and 7 coming up, 3:40 to go here in this first half. That's a positive gain here. Let's see what they can do. Talked about earlier, my key to the game was run, and pass. Let's see if we can get that exact formula. Another run, and let me see a pass from this Monroe offense.
You know,
another run left for Pre. Pre finds a hole, big gain. Pre's going to go down. He started at the 36 and ended up at the 45. That's a gain of 19.
All right, let's see a
That's
pass.
the first pass. Excuse me, first down of the evening for the Dragons and a gain of 19. Beautiful run by Dupree Ruchter.
I think it looks like we're in TA territory, so let's see a pass again.
Second time Monroe's been in TA territory tonight. They're going to go hurry up offense here. Turn around, give it to Dupree again. Dupree finds another hole. Dupree's going to pick up, mark it 9 to the 36. Dragons getting it going. This is what you need to do from Monroe. Run the ball. I love this high-tempoed offense. It's going to uplift your players. It's going to keep you energized because you're always moving, and it's going to keep Dupree hot.
However, you were talking about that run, pass. All we've seen is just run.
And right now the run is working. I'm a fan. Turn around, another run here for Dupree, and he's going to pick up just a gain of 2.
Rucker with the carry. That's another William Monroe first down.
That is a first down on the 2nd and 1. So here goes Jared Knights. I like Coach Morris what he's doing. He's Martin Mooneying this offense. If it ain't broke, don't fix it and run it again. Running that power left with your fullback going up ahead. Going to give it to Dupree again, and this time Pre's going to pick up a gain. We'll say 5.5 there, almost getting to the halfway mark of that yardage mark. Second and 6 coming up. Closest Monroe has been to the end zone here as we hit the 2-minute mark to go in the first half. I formation, receiver each side, tight end left. Takes the snap, going to give it to Dupree again. Dupree's trying to fall ahead. We got a flag. Dupree for the moment.
There's a flag on the play.
For the moment, Dupree's going to pick up about 4. We'll see where he ends up after the flag. Refs are going to get together, discuss, see who this is on. Jared Knights is having a quick comment with Coach Morris, offensive coordinator.
Penalty is against Monroe.
It is against Monroe, as we heard by our very young Coach Stafford. Chop block on the offense. So they're going to move this one back. So wipe Dupree's run of 4 off and move them all the way back to the spot of the foul and 10 yards back. This chop block foul is one of those fouls you really don't want because they will mess up your drive. And as we can see, it's going to move them back 10.
I was just talking about being in TA territory, and we're right back on our own.
Right back on the other end. Here goes Brandon McDonald's going to check in for Philip Schiffler. Or no, he's going to stay in the game.
All right, we need a pass. We need something here. You're saying if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but we just pass would energize that offense.
2nd and 21 here. This is a long way from Monroe. We're going to go tight end, right receiver each side. McDonald's going to be running back behind Jared Knights and Philip Schiffler. Going to run the fake. Beautiful job from Jared Knights. Going to look. What a catch. That's going to be Jeffers. Hey, I like to see that.
Maybe that is the play that energizes this offense, gets some more pass going, and
7 yards.
reach the end zone.
Hey, I'm a big fan. I am a big fan of what just happened right there. Gain of 7, nice little chunk play. Picks up 7 yards on Jeffords' first reception of the season. This is going to be offsides. Third and 14, toss left to Brandon McDonald. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, but there is a flag. I think this is going to be offsides on TA. Or they wave it off, so a punt's going to come from Monroe, it appears. Yep, Coach Rocha signals for punt. Run that clock as we sit at 1:16 to go. Monroe still trails 11-0. As the sun goes down, we're getting ready for halftime. And what's the halftime adjustment for Monroe?
I think the halftime adjustment is some more passing. We saw that one pass to Jeffers. Though it wasn't enough for a first down, I do think some more passing will gain some first downs and hopefully get us on the board in the second half.
I would agree with that. I think we got to get out of this rhythm we're in right now, but I think I have a total confidence in Coach Morris. He's an amazing coach. He's down there coaching his team up right now. We'll take a break. Monroe Madness, YouTube Live. I'm Trent Fisher. That's Lee. Welcome back to Martin Mooney Field. Dragons got a long fourth down here. They're going to go for it. Trips left. Going to try the quick screen to McDonald. It's up in the air and intercepted by TA off a pitch. The second interception of the night for Jared Knight.
Intercepted by TA's Kyle Stevenson.
So this is not the start you want if you are Monroe. Jared Knight struggling. Coach Morris down, sitting almost on the ground. So we're going to see a switch of possession here after it was fourth down. So, I mean, it's not like he threw an interception on first down. They're about to score, but we have a minute left in the half. It would have been nice to convert it, and we see a lot of frustration down there on that field.
Although I will mention that both interceptions were off of tips, so
They were. So I would totally agree with that. That's something you need to know about Jared Knight. He is a very accurate passer. He's a pocket passer. He's a field general. He does not make those mistakes. I think he just got flustered that time, tried to dump it off. We saw the tip, and it was intercepted. But we'll see what TA can do.
hey, first game jitters. So
And it is his second career start. Going deep coverage for Savall. Savall trying to get in there. Can intercept it off his fingertips and incomplete.
Pass broken up by William
I brought it up earlier. Jeremy Savoie is a very, very talented ball player. He's a great cover corner, and especially back there, it's Brandon McDonald, Jeremy Savoie, and Caden Pritchett. Don't try the deep passes against Monroe because that safety squad and Jeremy down low in the corner, you're not going to get much past them. Seriously,
those are three super fast guys. And oh, hey, we have some lighting in here. Those are three super fast guys, and they can definitely contain the receivers downfield.
Talking about the lighting. Shout out to Jess Stafford. She's amazing. She's our announcer there. You know about her. Girls basketball. I don't know if you heard. Final four. No big deal. Here goes TA. Play action left. Going to run it right. Or excuse me, run in left. Going to try to run down Phillip. Phillip can't do it. Knocked out of bounds and a big hit. That's Jeremy Savoie on the Dragon sideline. Well, no, that is Jeremy Savoie. Caden Pritchett was coming in right behind him. They love to hit each other. They love to get down there and make those type of plays. And that's what's really going to hype them up. 57.3 seconds to go as he got out of bounds. It's going to be 3rd and 4 for TA. If you're just joining us, TA has an 11-0 lead. We're under a minute to go here in the first half. Monroe has struggled 2 interceptions off of tips, both of them for Jared Knight's to Priest. Trying to get it going. He's under 40 yards on the night to start the first half. I remember the conversations I've had with this team. Talked to Dupree. You know, I'm a former player of this team. Everybody knows that. I love every single second I had here. And the more and more I talked to him about the offense this year, I heard more and more 40 rushes a game for Dupree's at 13 right now, so we could totally get there. Trying to get this little quarterback thing knocked it around. Big hit. He's just short of the line. A big hit coming. That's Xavier Coldpack, the linebacker senior.
Haskins with the keeper for TA.
Haskins going to get in there and get the keeper, but he's knocked it around. So clock will stop again. It's 4th and less than a yard. Are we going for this, Ryan Flynn?
I think they are because it's such short yardage. I don't see a reason to punt. I think if they get it and then they can just run out the clock, run out the half, and maybe Monroe will go into halftime, come back out on defense, get the ball back, and then get some momentum going.
They're going to go single receiver left, wing. We have a timeout. Coach Rusher called one from Monroe. They're second in the first half, so we'll take another quick break. You're watching Monroe Madness on YouTube Live. Welcome back. Just a minute to go here at Martin Mooney Field. First action of the season for the Dragons. Ashby is here to start the season. It's 4th and 1 for TA. They've got an 11-0 lead. Takes the snap, going to go end around. Running left is Haskins. Haskins got a hole. Haskins not going to get it. He's wrapped up a yard short of where he started. So the Dragons hold him, and they will get the ball back with 44.6 seconds to play in the first half and a little bit of momentum.
All right. I think we need a long pass for a touchdown to end out the half. I don't see a reason to run it and just run down the clock because we're going to be on defense in the second half. That's not going to help us.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Department,
I would not be surprised, Ron Flynn, if this is the first play of this drive is a run. After that, I don't see anymore because there's only 44 seconds to go. But Monroe is in a little bit of hustle here. They got some excitement. I like, and I was a receiver. I noticed if you run up to the receiver to the line all fast like that, it's probably a pass, and it is going quick slant, going down for. Looking for Jeremy Savoy. Or no, it's Jeffers. Excuse me. It's going to be knocked away.
Nice pass intended for Shea Jeffers, incomplete. Second down, Monroe.
Things you pick up as a player is not everyone's going to see this up here, but I watched Drew Hoffacker run to the line with excitement. It's a pass. You know, you mosey up there, whatever. It's going to be a run. You're going to get a little move. Nothing much else is going to happen. But the excitement, the energy, that's what gives it away. DBs see it. Coaches see it. Fans, commentators, not so much. Unless you played the game, you get a little knowledge in you. 2nd and 10. 40 seconds to go here in this first half. Dragons trail 11-0 to Turner Ashby. Two receivers right, tight end left, I formation behind Jared Knights. Drops back, gonna avoid the pressure. Nice job, Ignorance. He might take off. He's gonna look to throw, looking for his tight end Evan Wagner, way off. So 3rd and 10 coming up.
Nice
Hey,
pass.
2 straight passes. That's good. We're breaking the run rhythm and letting the TA defense see something different. So hopefully Knights can connect on one of these passes and at least get us downrange. I don't know if we have enough time to kick a field goal, but maybe
34
maybe
seconds.
something.
34 seconds left. It is 3rd and 10 from here at the 44. This is a 61-yard attempt. So I don't know. Maybe pick up 5, knock it down to 57, and see what Will Hour can do.
I mean, Will Hour does have a heck of a leg, so we can.
He does. I'm a big fan.
I think a 57-yard wouldn't be that bad, but that's not what we want.
I think last year in practice he got up to about 45, if I remember correctly. Might not be right. Got to go quick slant here, going to Jeffers. Jeffers connects. Oh, no, he did. He dropped it. He's upset about that one. So 3 straight incompletions on this drive from Monroe.
Jeffers, incomplete. 4th down.
Jared Knights will come off the field. It is a punt. Look, Jared Knights put it on the money. It was dropped by Liam Jeffers. That's where I see that play going right there. I don't blame that on Jared Knights. And at halftime, we get these stacks together. We'll talk about it some more. Frustration is going to set in, but there goes Jared Knights back on the field. Do you think we're going to try another one of these Hail Mary trick plays here?
I'm hoping. I don't know if it'll work. I'm obviously hoping it'll work.
Brandon McDonald, who's also wearing number 9. Monroe a few years ago, a nice player, number 9, 2017. Forget his name. He was pretty good. So they're going to go 3 receivers left again in this Hail Mary formation on 4th and 10. False start on Monroe. Might take it back 5.
Flag on the play.
Take it back 5. It's going to be 4th and 15 now at the 49 of TA. 30.3 seconds to go here in the first half. It's an 11-0 deficit. TA has the lead over the Dragons. Trip set left side and right, and receiver stands to the, running back to pre-rucker stands to the left of Jared Knights in the shotgun. He's going to take it and roll right. Jared Knights trying to take off and run. He's going to get close. He's taken out from underneath of him, but he's going to get up just fine. He's fine. He did not get the first down. He picked up 13.
Back on defense, although that was a close attempt.
I liked everybody, Jared Knight. We talked about his pocket ability, but he is a bit of a rusher. We saw that early on, and I saw a little bit of it last year. I really liked his ability. I wanted him to develop that a lot better. It looks as he did. He looks faster, quicker, and stronger. Shout out to the Monroe weight room and John Marshall, what they're doing in there. TA takes back over. 11-0 lead, 24.5 seconds to go here in the first half. 2 receivers each side. Running back stands behind. Haskins in the pistol. Takes the snap. 5-man line, going to throw it. Nearly intercepted. Almost tipped twice by the Dragons. Went through the hands of Kolpak and then Xavier Kolpak, the linebacker. Logan Barber, first-year player. Really, really popular guy in the student body. He played basketball, and everyone loved it when he did well, and they like to heckle the other teams with him. He's a really good ball player. Good to see him out here on the football field for the Dragons as well. Second and 10 for TA. 20 seconds to go here in the first half. Wing right, receiver right. Going to take the snap and just ran this one off. It's a draw. Finding a home, making a move. Dragged down after a gain of 6. Swinehart picks up 6, and they're not going to call a timeout. So Ryan Finn, it looks like that's our last play of the first half. TA goes to the locker room with an 11-0 lead. The Dragons like we saw last year, have some work to do. We'll see what speech Coach Rocha decides to get in that, give in that locker room. I've heard a lot of them, and they're very inspirational. So I really, really hope they can get going here. Monroe trails 11-0 at the half. We'll be back. Monroe Madness. Welcome back, everybody, to Martin Mooney Field. I'm Trent Fisher. That's Ryan Flynn. We are at halftime of the first game of the season for William Monroe. Turner Ashby has traveled to Stannisville to take on the Dragons, and they hold an 11-0 lead over Monroe. Currently leading the offense for the Dragons. It's been a bit of a struggle, Ryan. Jared Knights, we've been talking about the pass all night. We want it so badly, but it hasn't clicked. 2 for 7, 4 yards, and 2 interceptions. Not used to what we saw last year. Kenzie averaged about nearly 200 passing yards a game, not to mention 100 on the ground. Also, those 2 interceptions coming off the tips. His receivers they're not converting like they should. They're not doing what they should be. So you can't blame it all on Jared Knight's pre-ruck drive over 13 yards, 13 rushes, 43 yards. He is leading the offensive charge for the Dragons. We talked about the run, pass idea, run. You know, it's all about the rhythm. What rhythm gets Monroe back into this game?
I think maybe a run pass run, just kind of alternate it, because you do have to throw that pass in there. You can't, obviously, like I said in the first half, run it all the time. Though the run does work, the pass, I mean, right now I'm going to blame it on first game jitters, but that pass does need to work and something needs to click within this second half here.
You're so right. And I think the Monroe defense is doing the best they could, but they've been on the field a lot. They're getting tired and they're giving up those plays. So definitely some adjustments need to be made for Monroe at the half. We'll be back. We've got about 8 minutes to go here in this halftime before your team will come back on to warm up once again. So we'll take another quick break. I'm Trent Fisher, Ryan Friend. You're watching Monroe Menace on YouTube Live. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Martin Mooney Field, everybody. That was the halftime break. Dragons are up there. Dragons and TA, are out there warming up for the second half. The buzzer's going to go off. I think they're probably going to extend this as teams came out a few minutes later than we expected, so they get a few more moments to stretch before we begin the second half. If you're just joining us, I'm Trent Fisher. That's Ryan Flynn. Ryan Flynn's our newest member of Monroe Madness here under Coach Steph in the new wing. Shout out to the school board. Looks amazing. Finally got it done. Everyone's very, very happy. Very, very good opportunity for these students. 11-0, TA leads. A lot of the same stuff we saw last year. Jared Knight's 2 for 7, 4 yards, 2 interceptions, both off of tips. Not going to blame that on Jared completely. Dupree Rector, 13 rushes, 43 yards. That's the offense from Monroe.
And you were talking about wanting to get Dupree 40 yards a game, and I mean that happened in the first half. So I think they're going to rely on the run more because it keeps working, but eventually it's not going to work that well. So you got to throw in the pass, just pass. I know I've been begging for it all night, and when we've seen it, it hasn't worked out that well. But I think we can work it better in the second half, get some momentum, score some points, and put something together.
That's very true. And for the receiving end of Monroe, I mean, 2 for 7, 1 went for -3, 1 went for 7, both to Liam Jeffers. So Dragons still struggling on offense. A lot of the same stuff we saw last year, like I said before. Might not have heard. Played on the team. I know a lot of it. But back to the pro this year. The spread experiment, as I like to call it, for Monroe. Coach Morse's new age offense. Loved it. It was amazing to play in. We weren't ready for that speed yet. Went back to the pro, worked out better, won 3 games. Almost made the playoffs. They stuck with it. Here we are. The struggles continue. However, I think that towards the end of the first half, we both saw it. They got into a rhythm a lot better there. A few nice runs by Dupree Rector. We saw one of 19, 9, 2 of 4 after he went -3 and 3 yards, getting back the yards he lost. He had 3 straight rushes for negative yards and then bounced back -8, 3 rushes later combined for 30. So it's a rhythm. It's a bounce back, you know. And you see Jared Knight's down there warming up. Bounce back. Do what you can do. They're doing a good job as playing as a unit. It's what I like. And they're not letting the frustration at least blow them out of the water. Because they're down 11-0. 2 years ago when we played Monticello, we were down 28-3 at halftime. So, improvement there. We're going to take another quick break. Like I said, you're watching Monroe Madness on YouTube Live. Welcome back. Your second half is seconds away. Will Hours getting ready to kick it off. And here we go. TA is going to take this one from about the goal line. So he's going to get a quick return here. Here goes Turner Ashby trying to find a hole. He's going to dive forward and be brought down at about the 18-yard line. So not much on the return there.
Returned by TA's Jared Peak.
Jared Peaks, as we heard from Coach Stafford. So Ryan, 11-0. We've said it over and over again. We got to bounce back. You got to get into a rhythm. Let's switch it up. Let's say that the defense has to make a play. What play is that?
I think that play is probably getting an interception for the most obvious thing, but they pass breakups and run defense is definitely a key thing. They're deep in their own territory, so if we can stop them here and force a punt,
I'm very
that'd be
impressed.
amazing.
I'm very impressed that Monroe hasn't let the motion get the best of them. As we see a draw here, going to get a nice little gain here, and that's going to be a first down and a gain. That's a generous spot. But they're going to say you got about 16. Haskins did.
Mark, the ball carrier for Turner Ashby. First down, Knights.
So nice little gain there for Monroe, gaining about 16 and a first down. Excuse me, that's TA.
And one thing I will say is Swinehart is a fast dude. He's seen it all night. He's just been in, and he's
They're playing smart. I mean, they have an 11-0 lead. They're doing very well. They're a very talented squad, and I think Monroe's a talented squad as well. They just need to execute better. And there's a nice little run here. Breaking tackles, finding the edge. A nice run for TA, trying to get ran down by Coldpack. Coldpack can't catch him. Caden Pritchett ends up pushing him out of bounds after a long gain down.
Swinehart, the ball carrier for the Knights. First down, Turner Ashby.
First down, Turner Ashby all the way down to the opposite 30-yard line as Evan Wagner will come off the field with a limp. That's the starting tight end for the Dragons, also playing defensive end. He will limp off the field. 30-yard lines where they mark this ball. Big run, Ryan Flynn. That's the second one we saw. Well, it's the third really big play we saw. The second big run, and we also had a nice pass earlier on that motion end around for 22.
And I was going to comment on that big run. You know, that's something. When they get their hole, he's gone. I mean, you can't catch him, and we've just let it up again.
We're going to take the draw here. Nice job by Monroe stopping a short gain. Only 3 coming up for TA. So it's 11-0, 11:27 and counting to go in the the third quarter. And TA does have that 11-point lead. They're already getting close to the red zone here. They're just outside of it at the 26-yard line. And I think if you're Monroe, I think the biggest thing you want to do right now is just don't let them score. I think you can deal with 11. I don't know about 17 or even 14, honestly. Nice job there not getting a first down. It's going to be third and about 3. Tackle made by Kolpak. Looks like there's an injured Dragon on the field. And that is not a good sign. That's Brandon McDonald who's grimacing in pain. And here goes the training staff for Monroe. We will take a quick break. We really hope Brandon McDonald's okay. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Martin Mooney Field, everybody. We're going to let you know Brandon McDonald did get up and walk up the field under his own power, so good to see him doing okay there. He's going to head to the sideline. It appeared he had some type of head injury. It took him a moment to get up, but he did get up. He was conscious and got off the field okay. So Day's got the ball, 3rd and a long 4, trying to get even closer to that end zone. They hold an 11-0 lead here in the third quarter. Motion coming. Hand it off right, finds a hole. Going to run this one, and it's going to be, it appears, a touchdown for the Dragons, for TA, but there's going to be a penalty here, so we might see a block in the back and bring it back. Let's see what the penalty is here. Referee's discussing what this one's going to be. And it is going to be a legal block in the back on TA.
Penalty is holding.
Or holding,
against
rather.
TA.
So we're going to bring it back, wipe the touchdown off of the board. And we're going to move this on back about 10.
And that's one thing the Dragons need to do to stop is, I mean, he had a big hole run, and if that wasn't gained, that obviously would have been a touchdown. But we need to close up those gaps and stuff them.
They do lead 11-0, so disaster avoided there. A 17-point deficit I'm not sure Monroe is going to come out of. Like I said earlier, I don't even know about 14, the way the offense is going, but let's see if they can get something going on the next drive. Here goes TA, going to run it inside. It's a draw, finds a hole, bounces out. Nice block. He's got a first down and a little more, but a nice hit coming down.
Swinehart, the ball carrier.
It's Jeremy Savoie.
Taylor Putnam.
Senior Taylor Putnam also getting in on the action. So first down TA, 10:31 and counting to go here in the third quarter. 11-0 is the lead. Monroe struggled on offense. There comes Evan Wagner. We saw him limp off the field a moment ago. Looks like he's doing okay, and he'll head back to his defensive end spot.
I got this feeling
Isaiah
I'm seeing
Taylor will
another
come off
run
the
from TA. This one maybe to the right.
And run that draw, bounces outside, trying to get there. Nice run. Picks up 8 yards. Thought might have been a block in the back there for TA, but hands not called.
Jared Peak, the ball carrier for TA. Tackle made by Monroe's Xavier Colpack.
Colpack gets in there as we hear from Coach Stafford. So, Ron, do you think they score here? Do you think Monroe's still in this football game?
You know, I don't know. I do have an inkling that they're going to score just because they haven't been able to stop that run.
I think Monroe's tired right now. I mean, you can see it. And then this defense has played the majority of this game. A nice little run break and a tackle. Trying to get there's Jeffers. Jeffers does with Colpack and takes him down inside the 10. Another first down set up, first and goal to go. So if you're just joining us, Turner Ashby has traveled down to Sandville to take on the William Monroe Dragons in the first action of the 2019 high school VHSL football season. They have an 11-0 lead, and they're knocking on the door here in the early third. T is going to take the snap and run it left. Nice stick by the Dragons, and he's actually going to only pick up about a yard. He's going to get down to about the 5. We talked earlier about the goal line defense, Ryan Flynn. Do you think they could hold it up here?
You know, now I do think they can hold it. You know, I said a couple plays ago that I think that was going to be a touchdown, but this goal line defense here, I think they can hold it because it's so close to the goal line.
A few subs coming in for TA. It is second and goal. Dragons only give about a yard that time, but big runs have really killed the Dragons' momentum on defense, and the struggling passing struggles is what's holding them back from putting any points on the board. So another run here, draw right side, a beautiful tackle.
Big defensive stop for the Dragons. Tackle made by
William Roop, number 36, senior linebacker for the Dragons. A lot of seniors on this team. We talked about earlier, 18 of them on this squad. So this season's kind of been circled for a long time. And, you know, eight of these seniors are of all district talent, 3 of them all region. So this is a very talented squad. And even though we saw a lot of these losses last year, this is kind of the season that everyone was thinking, hey, look at all these guys Monroe's going to have. Look at the talent they'll have built by this time. But right now they have that 11-point deficit. It is third down. Their defense has been strong on the goal line. Here goes TA, wing formation each side. Takes a snap, rolling left, run into his running back, can't get the sack, throws it, and it's going to be caught. Breaks a tackle. Dragons trying to hold, dives, and he's going to score. TA extending their lead, 17-0. what we couldn't see here. Dragons, he plays like that really is going to make Coach Roche and Coach Morris and all their fine coaches upset because they're plays that shouldn't happen. They're plays Monroe has the perfect opportunity to stop. I mean, talk about last season, 3-7. 3 of those games were by 4 points or less.
And the one that comes to mind is, I do believe it was Monticello, although I don't remember where we could not get our time management done very well. You can correct me on that if it was Monticello, but
Monticello's the first game of the season, so I believe you're talking about either. I don't know. It's a later season game. I know exactly what you're talking about. But a nice defensive stop there by Caden Pritchett getting in there. Blocked by Caden Pritchett, so the lead's going to stick down at 17. That's still quite the mountain to climb. We're going to get you set for this kickoff. Before we do, we're going to take a quick break. I'm Trent Fisher. That's Ryan Flynn. Thanks for watching More Madness. We'll be right back. And there's the whistle. TA gets ready to kick this one back off to Monroe. And another high short kick going down for the Dragons, received by Logan Barber. See what he can do. Finds a hole, trying to break a tackle, and he's wrapped up immediately. Down back at the 29. So here comes that Dragons offense. And here's the stats from the first half. I don't know if we want to read them again. They might make us even more upset. Jared Knight's 2 for 7, 4 yards, 2 interceptions, both off of tips. Can't forget that. 1 rush for 13 yards for the pocket passer. Pre-Rucker has the main shared offense, 13 rushes of 43 yards, and Brandon McDonald 1 rush for -3 yards. So here they go again on offense, and we can only imagine that they will hand it off to the Pre-Rucker to start this half. We'll see. 2 receivers left, tight end right, I formation behind Jared. Turn around, hand it to the Pre left. Pre fighting ahead. He's going to be dragged down and pushed back after a gain. We'll say 3.
And I look at TA's offense and I look at ours for the run game. TA has they create these holes that their running game can just get through, and we don't have that many holes. We just go right up the middle. So if we can maybe get Pre to bounce one out, find a hole, and go bust through to downfield, we can create something.
Very true. So 2nd and 7 coming up here from Monroe. They're going to go tight end right, single receiver left, and offset I, motioning receiver to the right side. So they're going to go power to Dupree here, and no luck. He's going to actually maybe lose one. We'll say he got to the line. So 3rd and about 7 coming up. You really want that pass, Ryan Flynn, don't you?
Yes, I want that pass. This run is obviously not working. And though Jared's only passed for, 2 for 4?
2 for 4 yards here and only 7 yards.
I mean, even though it's only 2 for 4, we can get some
2
more
for 7.
passes.
2 for 7, 4 yards, and 2 interceptions. But he does have that rush of 13, though.
Mm-hmm. We can just get some passes, get into that groove. We're already in the running groove. We need to get into a bit of a passing groove, and then we'll see what happens from there.
So 3rd about 7 here. First drive of the second half for Monroe. TA is amounted a 17-0 lead. Monroe is yet to get into the red zone, yet to score. 3rd and 7. They're going to go tight end right is Evan Wagner. 2 receivers left, and the first play out of shotgun's going to happen for Jared Knights, and they've got Philip Shiflett, and he's their fullback. This is definitely a pocket pass. Rolling left is Jared Knights trying to go quick out to Dupree, and it's going to be off the hands of Dupree, who can't hold it in.
Jared Knight's pass intended for Dupree Rucker.
That's the third drop we've seen tonight, Ryan Flynn. The third one.
I don't doubt Jared's accuracy. I think the receivers are just having trouble holding on to the ball. And another 3rd and out, turning over to TA. Hopefully we can get a defensive stop. Obviously, last drive we weren't so fortunate, but new set of downs. We'll see.
Will Hour's going to come out for his 3rd punt of the evening. He's been pretty well. That's one of the good highlights you're going to have from this team. 46 off his first punt and a net yard of 49 on the second. So he's really booting these punts. See what he can do on this one. He's going to punt this one from the 20, but first we have a stoppage. And a delay a game. Monroe not going to get it, but only the second penalty for Monroe. Hey, TA didn't get a false start. We predicted they were going to get in double digits, but they might not hit it.
I don't know. We still got a lot of football left to go. So.
We do. We have a lot of football left to play here. We're 6.5 in the third. Monroe has a lot of work to do as that 17-point deficit still stands strong. Punt's almost high. Will Hour's going to get it away barely. He's going to punt it right from the 15. And it's fielded right at the 45. So that's the shortest punt of the night. It's sitting at 35 yards. But hey, still a pretty good average for Will Hour. So here comes TA, 7-0 lead. If you just 17-0 lead if you're just joining us. I'm Trent Fisher. That's Ryan Flynn. TA and the Dragons here in Standardsville at Martin Mooney Field. It's been all TA all night long. We've talked about the offense, Ryan Flynn. We've talked about the defense. We've even brought in Will Hour and the special teams. Where do you sit? Where's your mentality for this game at the moment?
I think right now, as of right now, I've said on the drive it's on defense, but overall, it's going to be on offense. Just get some momentum, get it to the receivers, hopefully have them hold on to the ball. Oh, come on.
And another nice run there by TA, bring it down to about the 38-yard line, going back into Monroe.
But like I said, offense. We need to get into a passing groove. Though Jared's had 8 attempts, his last one bounced off the hands of his receiver. I got this feeling we're going to complete some passes, and they're going to be for big yards.
Yeah, so where I sit right now is my analysis standpoint. My alumni of Wimmer High School, my former player of Wimmer High School, is that you need a defensive big play here. You need something that is going to jumpstart this team that will bring the momentum back to you. As TA is going to get another nice run here, about 4.5.
And that's what I was talking about with those holes. So that one wasn't that big that time. They're still TA's creating these holes for Schweinhart to run through, and they're just getting yards after yards after yards, and Monroe can't stop that.
That's very true. And I wrote down some who's of this Monroe team. And of course, we start with Jared Knights, his senior debut, second career start tonight, not going the way I'm sure he had planned in his head. He needs to stay cool in the pocket, and they win. That's my formula for Jared Knights. You get these handoffs going to Dupree Rucker, and then you get him cool in the pocket, get him a few nice short completions. They win this game. They haven't done that. And I think that TA's offense, they're doing – Monroe's defense is doing a good job, unlike on this play. They've done a pretty good job up to this point. Is another nice run coming around the edge. He's going to find a nice hole, breaking another tackle. What a job on a block. And brought all the way down to about the 12-yard line. Kind of speak of the devil there, but Monroe has been doing a pretty good job of avoiding the motion getting into the head of the defense. They've been staying strong in their gaps, but there they don't let it happen. Speaking of defense, I've got Ken Pridgeon here. He is the rock of the defense. He is the best cover player I have seen there since I've been at this high school when I arrived at 2015. And he's an all-state talent, and I totally see him making that accolade this year, and I see him going somewhere big for school. But it's just you got to remain consistent if you're Monroe. You just have to do it. Here goes TA inside the 20. Fakes handoff going right side wide. Finds a big hole up the middle. There's a flag. He's tackled down at the 6.
Once again, big hole for the running game to get through.
Yeah, and I just talked about the gaps. That was a really big breakdown here, and the Dragon defense is starting to fall apart because they've been on this field all night long. And another thing you have to understand about this new Dragons team is that a lot of their athletic players are not playing both ways. Like Dupree Rucker, he's not on defense. I don't see Drew Hallfacker. Jared Knights isn't down there. Caden Pritchett is really the rock of the defense. We just talked about him. He's the one who doesn't play any offense. He found his calling on defense, but and as much as defense is played, it's really physically impossible to play these players both ways, and that's just the way the rock's going to fall for Monroe. But the flag is on TA. Move it back. It was holding, so it's the 1st and 20 coming up. TA's got this ball at the 25, 1st and 20. Another motion coming, fakes the handoff, going wide right. Going to keep it to him, throwing a quick out route. And it's going to be dropped by number 2 of TA. It's the 5th drop we've seen total during the game. 3 from Monroe, 2 for TA. They love to do the rollouts, Ryan, and I think they think they're going to catch Monroe off guard. And like I talked about, the motions really haven't been a problem for Monroe tonight. They're doing a pretty good job, besides maybe 2 or 3 plays of staying in their gaps and not, letting it go to their head. But it's just been a struggle. I'm sure these guys are tired. They've been there most of the time, and we are at the 4-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. Motion coming left, double wing. Taking the snap, going to hand it off. Going to find a hole, breaking down inside the 20, down to 15, to the 10, to the 5, and he's going to dive for the goal line. They say he stepped out of bounds at about the 8-yard line, I believe.
Swinehart with the carry. First down, Knights. Correction, 3rd and short, Knights.
Or no, they're going to say he was just short of that 20-yard mark. So just short of the 5-yard line is where they needed. The 5 yards where they needed to be, and they were just short of that mark. So we'll see what they do here. They're going to go triple tight end left and wing left as well. Taking the snap, going to hand it off right. Defense trying to stop it here, is going to dive for that goal line. Let's see where he marks him. Referee standing just across of that first down mark. So I think this is going to move. First down TA, they're going to mark this and goal.
I think if TA scores here, the game is really gonna be out of reach for Monroe.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the clock, we're at 3:50 and counting going in the 3rd quarter. The 17-point deficit as it stands at the moment. Another touchdown is really going to hurt this confidence of this Monroe team. And I hate to see it because this opening game is something that really haunts the Monroe teams. I've been a part of it. I know what it feels like. It really dampers your whole mentality as a player. Here's another handoff for TA, trying to juke his way up. He's going to fall ahead and score. Touchdown, Turner Ashby extends this lead to 23. TA, Monroe, 0. Last point after was blocked. A little momentum coming after that, but the offense couldn't convert. Caden Pritchett got in there and hit it last time. Let's see what they decided to do. We also saw the muddle in the first half for TA. A nice little conversion of the 2-point attempt, and we're going to see that once again. Here's the muddle. Really interesting formation here. Something you see oftentimes in college. Move that whole offensive line left, and now they're just going to say, let's take it on back and kick the extra point. Just something to catch your defense off guard. Maybe a little kicker draw, I like to call it. The kicker takes the direct snap and just dives for the goal line. Here's the point after attempt for TA, trying to extend this lead to 24. High snap, puts it down, up, and through the uprights. Going to mark it good. TA's lead is 24. We are at the 3-minute-and-a-half mark to go in the 3rd quarter. Monroe's going to get the ball back, and they need something desperately. I'm Trent Fisher. Ryan Flynn to my left. Thanks for watching Monroe Madness. We'll be right back. Welcome back. My name is Trent Fisher. That's Ryan Flynn to my left, and we're going to talk about this all night long. But the Dragons' offense has been struggling. That's why they sit at a deficit of 24-0. On deep kickoff here, the first time tonight, going to go over the shoulder of Liam Jeffers. He's going to field it. We're up to the 30, trying to make another. We're still fighting ahead, knocked down just short of the 35. Shea Jeffers. Nice little effort there. Monroe does have the 24-point deficit, though, Ryan Flynn. What do you expect of the offense this drive?
Hopefully, some passing. They're probably going to go some running. Obviously, a lot of running. They'll be doing that a lot tonight. But some passes, maybe some deep passes. But we'll see. So I think they need to get something clicking. Nothing's clicking right now.
We'll see what they're going to do. They're going to go tight end each side, receiver wide left, I formation, turn around, give it to Dupree Rucker. He's trying to find a hole here. He's going to get swarmed up and grabbed by the helmet. And Pre doesn't like that one. Oh, and a little shoving, a little trash talk going on down there.
Dupree Rucker with the carry.
Pre doesn't like the no call. What'd you think, Ryan Flynn? He grabbed by the face mask there?
I don't know. I didn't really catch that play on the end, so I got no comment on that.
I will say this about Dupree Rucker is that if you're playing against him, you don't want to be on his bad side because he will hit you pretty hard. That's what I'll say. He'll hit you pretty hard. And if you try to run after him, you're not going to catch him. So it's a lose-lose situation. He has been the keystone of their offense here. He's got 47 yards on the night. Turnaround play action here. A pass for Jared Knight's looking to his tight end. That's Blaze Van Dyke getting in there.
Jared Knight's pass completes to Blaze Van Dyke. There is a flag on the play.
Blaze Van Dyke going in at tight end for Evan Wagner. Blaze Van Dyke is also the backup quarterback, someone I played with, a really good player. It's nice to see rotating the talent a little bit there. He picks up 5, so a completion for Jared Knight.
Hey, that's a good sign there. Short pass, maybe a couple more of those, and we'll keep it moving.
We'll see. The flag looks like it's going to get waved off. Didn't really see any signal here. Or it's going to be against TA. Not really sure what the penalty is, but it is against TA, so we'll move the Dragons into Turner Ashby territory.
Penalty is against Turner Ashby.
Fun fact about Turner Ashby is a team that Monroe has faced in baseball a few times back in the state championship games and those semifinal games back in 2012 and 2013. They're going to toss left to Dupree. Dupree trying to find a hole. He's going to get tripped up and maybe only.
Rucker with the carry for the Dragons.
You know, if he hadn't gotten tripped up, there was a hole right where he
There
was going,
was.
and he would have been gone.
He picks up
I'm
3.
telling you, but
He
he's
trips
tripped
up. He
up
picks
and-
up 3. And that's where Monroe's going to stand for the moment. But just joining us, I'm Trent Fisher. That's Ryan Flynn to my left. We're under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. That clock is running down. It's 24-0. Turner Ashby holds a commanding lead over the Dragons. We're about to head into the final quarter of play. Offensive struggles of the night for Monroe has really held them back, and the reason they face this strong deficit. Jared Knight's going to take the snap and hand it to Dupree, who's going to fall forward, only pick up a yard. That's going to bring up a third, and we'll say 7, a long 7, too. We see another pass here?
I'm hoping, third down pass. Hopefully something over 5 yards, if we're being honest here.
This is
Get the first down, keep the chains moving, and hopefully score and get some on the board.
Like I said, I played on this team, loved every minute of it, but there were struggles like we see right now. It's going to be a false start. That's Dylan Fitz, number 14, wide receiver, junior. Played on, this team for 3 years, and it's a lot of the same stuff. Just some offensive struggles, nothing you can't fix. We always struggled early in the season. We always had that late season push. For me as a player, this was the game I always wanted to win. I never did. The opening night game, that's what really kicks your season off. That's the taste in your mouth that you're going to have with you for weeks to come. Even if you win the next 8 games, that loss is still there. This is really what sets the tone for your season. And Monroe at 24-0 right now, I wouldn't want to be at practice on Monday.
I'm hoping it doesn't set the tone for the season because at home we could bounce back and just get some more wins, get a string of wins, and have a good season.
Trips receivers left, 5-man line for the Dragons in a shotgun formation. Jared Knights takes the snap. Blitz coming, trying to dump it off to Dupree Rucker. He completes it, but not much going. There is a flag. So just 1 yard gain on 3rd and 13. So we'll get this flag and see who it stands against.
Those two defenders came at Jared hard. I mean,
They're trying to
off
draw the
line
defense to the
quick.
left side with the trips and then run a little just out of the backfield route
Yeah.
to Dupree Rucker. And it's one that could work if you had the proper blocking. Shot block. Well, they're going to say personal foul here on Turner Ashby, I believe. Going for the knee. So instead of 1 yard, we'll take the 15 all day long.
Move those chains.
.3 seconds to go. The clock will begin to run. Monroe in a little bit of a hurry-up offense. They're going to go receiver each side, tight end left. That's Blaze Van Dyke in I formation behind Jared Knights. Turn around, hand it to Dupree Rucker. Dupree trying to find a hole, makes a man miss, and a nice little run by Dupree, who's going to pick up 12. Second longest rush of the evening.
Getting a slight bit of momentum there, so
10 seconds of counting to go. Dupree trying to get this crowd into the game. That's another thing I think Monroe can really improve on is getting the crowd into the game. We've played against a lot of teams with really good environments, and that's a problem we had. We would go in, we weren't used to the noise, and we kind of look like the deer in the headlights kind of thing. So I think you get your crowd engaged in it, Monroe, you're more used to it away, even at home when a visiting crowd brings some of their folks here to Standardsville. So that's the end of the third. Or actually, we have an injury down on the field. This is going to be an injured player from TA. So we're going to take a quick break. There's 12.6 seconds to go left in this third. So we'll be right back to bring you that final bit of action. You're watching Monroe Madness on YouTube Live. Welcome back to Martin Mooney Field. We've got your final 12.5 seconds of action, but they're going to let the clock run because that's how the rules goes. That's the end of the third. 24-0 is your score. Turner Ashby holds a commanding lead of the Wayman Road Dragons here in the season opener. So we'll take another break, and we'll bring you back for your final 12. My name is Sean Fisher. Ryan Flynn, Monroe Madness. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the fourth quarter here at Martin Mooney Field as the Dragons are good going. Here's a pass going to the end zone, looking for Jeremy Savoie, and I think this is going to be a completion.
Jared Knight's pass complete to Logan Martin.
Logan Barber. And what a play by Monroe going for the quick little dagger to start the fourth quarter.
That's another William Monroe first down.
They're at the 20. They got down to the 3. That's a gain of 17 for Jared Knight and Logan Barber.
Keep those chains moving with passes. So
I really
here
like
in the
that.
fourth quarter, though, I will say it may not make much of a difference. We are improving with the pass game, so that's a good sign.
This is a fumble here now. Turner Ashby believes they have it. Jared Knights also does as he heads to the sideline.
Monroe fumbles. Turner Ashby recovers.
Jared Knights loses the snap. Turner Ashby takes over here now deep in their own territory. If you're just joining us, we just started the fourth quarter here. I'm Trent Fisher. That's Ryan Flynn to my left. 24-0. Dragons just had their third turnover of the game off of Jared Knight's fumbled snap, and there's a lot of frustration down on that sideline and on that field for the Dragons. How you feeling, Ryan? What's your MO at the moment?
You know, I'm not feeling too good. The positive is TA's in their own territory, so if we can pin them there, that'd be awesome. But another fumble, another turnover, that just doesn't set the mood there. It's not a good ball, and we're already down enough. We don't need to be down more.
Yeah, TA's just inside the 5 at the long 4-yard line. We'll say they're going to go heavy wing formation now, receiver left side. Going to go motion again, slowly. Going to fake that handoff and hand it out behind them. And the ball's on the ground, and there's a scrum for it. Let's see who's going to come up with it as the referees will dive in. Let's see who's going to come up with this one. They call a safety, and Monroe's first offensive points to the board is a safety by the defense. So the offense will head back on the field after the kickoff squad gets out there.
What do you know? The first points of the 2019 season are a safety.
Look, we talked about it earlier that the defense need to make the play. Hey,
Score is now TA 24, Monroe 2.
And maybe that is the play that sparks this team.
You know what? It's a 3-possession game. You'd have to get at least 3 scores, all with 2-point conversions to get 24 points to put you over the lead. Hey, I've done it in Madden several times, so it's not impossible, everybody. It's not impossible at all. Caden Pritchett down there stretching out his quad. Hope he's doing all right. Probably just tight because he's played the majority of this football game.
And Caden has done a fantastic job on defense, just holding it rock solid down there. So.
We're going to take a quick break as we're going to get ready for this kickoff team to come out. So we'll be right back. Dragons finally get some points on the board. It's 24-2. We're in the fourth quarter. We'll be right back. Just a hint of a break for you guys to get ready for the kickoff. NFL requires a free kick. However, in high school, it is a regulation kick from the 20-yard line. So here goes TA. Give it back to Monroe after the safety. Jeffers going to take it from the 37. Jeffers up past midfield. Jeffers out of bounds right at the 48.
Jeffers with the return for the Dragons.
So, Monroe. It's not 24 anymore, Ryan Flynn. It's 22.
Hey, that's an improvement.
It's an improvement. You know, the last time they had the ball, they had a nice catch from Jared Knight, 17-yard completion to Logan Barber. A little momentum here. Look, 11 minutes to go. Don't rule anything out. Believe. You got to believe. Cowboys saying, finish the fight, something like that. I don't know. We lost. I don't know. Rams got us.
Yeah, I don't know.
But look. Cowboys are pretty good. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me now. I try.
That's a box of lies. That's a box of lies right there.
I try not to bring it up.
That's a box of lies.
Upsets a lot of people. Let's get back to Monroe here. They're at the opposite 49-yard line. Here goes Jared Knights. Turns around. He's going to give it. Or excuse me, that's not Jared Knights. We got Blaze Van Dyke in the game now. But a nice little run here.
Dupree Rucker, the carrier for the Dragons.
Dupree's going to pick up 6. He was slow to get up. So you might want to watch that there. It's his 20th carry of the night. He was slow to get to the line there.
And I think that's probably just a fatigue because he's been getting the ball all night, just constant. So that may be the result of just him getting the ball so much.
Well, we're going to assume up here in the booth that Jared Knight's evening is done, and we're going to see Blaze Van Dyke as the play was given away there. But it is going to be a flag, probably a false start here by Monroe. Blaze Van Dyke, you know who he looks like right now with the arm sleeve? He looks like Carson Wentz. You see that, the arm sleeve? The single arm sleeve. That's what I like about Carson Wentz. It looks classy, but it also looks athletic.
I think Wentz is going to have another good season this year, bouncing back from injury again. It's his second season bouncing back from injury because they traded Foles for the Jaguars, so it's all Wentz at the helm for the Eagles. So we'll see.
We will see. Dupree Rucker is slow to jog off the field. He is probably very, very exhausted from this evening. 24-2. Dragons only score of the night coming off a safety. We're at 10-24 and counting to go here in the fourth quarter. Here goes Blaze Van Dyke, going to turn around and hand it. He hands it off. That is Michael McCauley, a junior running back who got a lot of the reps when Dupree wasn't in there. His first rush of the evening is going to pick up 5. So 3rd and a long 5 now. 2 receivers left, tight end right for the Dragons. Blaze Van Dyke going quick screen to Logan Barber. He's knocked out of bounds. And I think he just gets back to the line of scrimmage here. So Blaze will start his evening 1 for 1. No yardage. We talked about it earlier. We saw him warming up. Here he is. What do you think? First drive there for Blaze Van Dyke.
I mean, we haven't really seen him pass that much. Obviously, that was for no gain. So I'd like to see him more in action, see that arm a bit more, and then we can assess that.
So here comes Monroe on 4th and about 5. See what they can muster up here. 4th and 5. They're going to go tight end right receiver each side. Blaze going to back up and throw it, trying to go out route to Logan Barber, and it's way, way off. So turnover on downs for the Dragons as Blaze Van Dyke goes 1 for 2, no yardage. We are at 8:52 to go here in this fourth quarter. 24-2. Of course, you're just joining us. I'm Trent Fisher. It's Ryan Flynn to my left. We've had a pretty good night here up in the booth. I can't say the same for the Monroe players on the field. A lot of struggles down there. Jared Knight's evening is done. He only amassed 8 total, what appears to be about 24 yards, 4 for 8. So not much, and 2 interceptions along with a fumble. Not much for our man, Jared Knight's his second career start. Fakes the motion, hands it off behind him in a draw. Nice hole there for TA. He's going to rush it up about 8.5. So let's bring up a long 2 for second down.
Jalen Piscadilla, the ball carrier for TA.
Papadilla for TA getting up 8 yards. TA's coming up to about a long 2 on second down. What do you get from the vibe right now down on that sideline, Ryan Flynn? We talked a lot about how this game sets the tone for your season. You know, I've got the schedule in front of me. I broke it down. We kind of missed that segment of our show because we got into the game really good. Here's a big run for TA. You're going to break a hole, but Jeremy Safwall gets down there and gets a big tackle, swings him out of bounds. So I broke their schedule down into 3 categories. Important games, must-win games, and games you do not need. This game I had set as a must-win / an important game. I was thinking about it. I couldn't decide because I know as a player how much this game affects the rest of your season, and I know what it can do for your confidence, and I know it can do both ways. They're not going to win this game as it looks right now unless we see a miracle, which we're all for up here at Monroe Madness, but right now we just don't see it. Here's another run for TA. Is going to fall ahead and pick up a long 5. What do you think, Ryan Flynn? Must win, important, or don't win game for the Dragons tonight?
I think tonight, well, in general, the openers are always must-wins and importance, both in that category. But I think, excuse me, tonight is, with the score, I would say it's not that important because TA is so far ahead that you're not going to get back and tie it with probably about 6 minutes left, I'm assuming. So we're going to chalk this down, as of right now, under not that important. But hopefully they can bounce back in the games to come.
Dragons travel next week to Spotswood. I've identified this game as a don't need That might have changed now that we're losing because, of course, I had some confidence here and a nice tackle there by Xavier Colpack getting in the backfield. I've got spots with as a don't need, simply because it's first away game. Dragons play better at home, better than they usually do tonight. Third week, we go to Madison, and this is going to upset a lot of people. Madison is a do not need to win game for the Dragons this year, and I'm going to explain why. I think that the way that Madison is not in the North, we're not in the Bull Run, and they're not in the Northwest anymore. I think, yeah, it's a big rivalry. We think it's not the end of the world. You don't win this game. We beat them last year, didn't go to the playoffs. Personally, I would rather go to the playoffs than beat Madison. Some people the other way around. You know,
I'd honestly rather do both. Last year was something special because we beat them on their homecoming. That was
we
sweet.
did. I was
to-
there. It was a
I
crazy
got to run
night.
on the field and celebrate with the players a bit, but that was a lot of fun. But I think Madison is always a must-win game. But in the grand scheme of things, it may not be.
Yeah, that's really what I hinted. That's really what I was. You said it better than I did. You're gonna take my job. Well, I mean, you already have taken my job, technically. So we've got a delayed game on Turner Ashby, 5-yard penalty. Let's run the clock some more, and we're gonna start it from 6:15, and that's where we run at the moment. 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Dragons trail 24 to 2 is your score. Then we have a bye on September 27th. So, nothing really important there. Get some rest. Talk about the mistakes or your wins you've had at that time. There's a deep pass going wide open for TA. It's going to be broken up last second by Jeremy Savoie. Beautiful play by number 8. So, on the October 4th, after the bye, they traveled to Western Albemarle. Western Albemarle made it deep in the playoffs last year. Very talented squad. But I have this as a must-win game. It's a statement game for Monroe. I think that if they go to Western Albemarle, beat a high-quality team, you get yourself in the power poll. I mean, that's something you should shoot for. And like I said, you can address that situation at the time. But anyways, Brentsville comes here on October 11th. Important game, Brentsville District. Of course, you can afford to lose 1 or 2 district games. You go to Skyline and Warren, must-win games on the road. Got to do it. Those are the games that usually pick up your playoff points. You get up in the rankings. Here's a punt now for TA. Punt rolls out of bounds at the 2-yard line. So TA's punter coming in clutch for the squad. And here will come the offense one more time.
And, if we're talking about important games, personally, as a fan, I think those 3 are Madison, homecoming, and senior night. We won all those 3 last year, so I'm hoping we can do it again. But as a commentator here in the booth, I don't necessarily know that those are must-win games, although I don't know who we're facing. But we shall see as the season progresses.
So my scenarios for the season come out as such. 5 games are must win. You win all those games, you're 5-5. You make a playoff appearance. Everyone's happy. 2 games you don't need to win. If they win tonight, which is not going to happen, so change this to 6-4. That's the best record since 2016. You tie that record, you go to the playoffs. 3 important games. Best case scenario, you win these games with the must-win games. Change this back to 6-4. Like I said, 2016 is the last time you had a record like that. Here's another run by Dupree Ruchter. Short gain of about 2. Worst case scenario for me, you don't win any of the important game or the must-win games. 3-7. 3-7. We have the same conversation next year at the same time.
Yeah. Good.
So it all depends on how it plays out. Right now, the Dragon, of course, not looking too good for this game. As the clock right now, we're under 5.5 to play. Dupree's going to find a big hole here.
Dupree Rucker with the carry, and that's another William Monroe first down.
Picks up 10 yards.
And that honestly might have been a touchdown-saving tackle right there. I'm not going to give that much credit to TA, but Dupree could have been gone right there. I mean, he had that hole, and he would have been off to the races.
He's got the speed for it, and he's definitely got the athletic ability. Blaze Van Dyke's your quarterback. Like we mentioned earlier, Jared Knight's evening is done for. Not due to injury or anything like that. I think they've just seen enough of him. I'm going to give Blaze a little chance to shine here. And Ryan Flynn, do you think there's a quarterback controversy in Monroe after what you've seen tonight?
Honestly, I don't know. I think it's too early to tell. Let's get some more games in and some more performances, and then we can assess that.
I would agree with that statement. I think they put a lot into Jared Knights, and I think they put just almost as much into Blaze Van Dyke as well. I'll tell you what, I played with both of them. They're very talented individuals, hard workers, good students. Both is a solid choice. It's just who executes more on Friday nights and in practices. That's what it'll come down to. Second and a long 5 now coming up from Monroe. They're at the 30-yard line of their own side of the field, looking to score here and cut this deficit that is currently 22 with 4 minutes 20 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Wide receiver right, double tight end. Takes a snap, going to play action. He's going to go to Evan Wagner, hits him right in the hands, and he drops it. It was kind of high. Evan jumped for it, and it's incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
I like the play. I like the rollout to the tight end flat. I was a tight end before I converted to wide receiver. It's one of those plays where if you do it the right way, if you stick with that line as long as you can, it's down to a millisecond. The linebacker's going to bite with the running back. You're going to have at least a 7 or 8 yard gain because the last person there is going to be the safety cover in the flats.
You know, if we're looking at the quarterbacks, I'm going to go back to quarterbacks right now. Jared was accurate, but he didn't have that many attempts.
That's very
Plays,
true.
from what I've seen here tonight, isn't as accurate as Jared. So I wouldn't say there's a quarterback controversy. I would just say there's been a competition.
I like that. I would agree with that statement. An incomplete pass. It's going to bring up fourth down, and a punt will come for the Dragons.
Fourth down the road.
I mean, you look at Blaze Van Dyke right now. He is 1 for 4. No yards. Jared Knights. 3 for 10. 29 yards. 26 yards, 2 interceptions. Where do you go from that? How do you look at the stat sheet? Where do you go?
See, I think I would still stick with Jared. Although he does have that 2 interceptions, it is I wouldn't say first game jitters, but you know, the interceptions were off a tip, so you can't blame that on
That
Jared.
is very true.
But I would stick with Jared, get him some more experience because it is his first full season starting. So
And it'll be his last as he is a senior this year.
and I truly hope he can go the distance for this season. I'd like to see him go the distance, but we'll see.
Monroe punts. Turner Ashby will take over from the 39-yard line of their side of the field. We have 3 minutes and 56 seconds to go in this one. And we look at the sideline now, we can see a lot of players hanging their heads, and everybody's kind of upset, a lot of tiredness, stretching going on. I think everyone's ready to go home, if we're being quite honest.
Get ready for Spotswood next week?
Spotswood next week. Monroe would travel to Spotswood. That is correct. Takes a snap, hands off. It's a nice draw here. Nice tackle there by the Monroe defense. Going to fall ahead and manage to gain about 3. Speaking of Spotswood, let's talk about the schedule. You got Spotswood next week. Then you play Clark at home. This is a game Monroe has not played, I believe, since 2015 here. And I believe they did pull that one off against Clark. That's one of those rivalries that, remember a few years ago, it was kind of like Clark and Madison. That was the big deal. They ran the big wing offense. They ran around kind of like this one, but mostly under center. It was a big deal. Then we have Madison. So big 3 weeks coming up from Monroe. Circle that on your calendar. Get to those games. Watch what happens. Here's a nice run by Turner. Ashby finds a hole in a block, but he's tackled from behind by Xavier Coldpack. And Xavier is a linebacker, but I'll tell you what, he's a really big talent on that defense, and he's faster than you think he is. I played 7-on-7s against that man. Watch out for him. I mean, of course, I practiced against him too in pads. It's all fun. It's always fun when you get to think about getting hit by Caden or Xavier. Not really. That's a joke. What do you think? Who do you think hit tonight? Who's caught your eye, Ryan?
I think as of right now for Monroe, probably Caden and Xavier on the defense there. Offense, not obviously Dupree because he's been running so much, but
only a 1 yard gain that time for Turner Ashby.
I think those are the 3 guys that have caught
Caden
my
just got
eyes
another
for
tackle.
Monroe.
Yeah, when we talked about earlier who's who. Players to watch. I put Jared, Caden, Dupree, and Brandon McDonald. We've not seen Brandon McDonald since his injury. I believe he's still down there on the sideline. Looked like he took some kind of hard hit. He might be back in the locker room. He did get up, walk off the field of his own power, so that was a good thing. I made predictions at the bottom of this page here for our season MVP. I put Jared Knights, and simply, I put it's his time. I've seen him play. I've seen him work. I'm very excited for the player he's going to become. I think tonight is part of that ladder. They're going to climb the ladder together. That's the most important thing. Our defensive MP, Caden Pritchett, and speed to the defense that they have to have. And that's another short game. It's going to bring up third about 7 for Turner Ashby. And our breakout surprise is Jeremy Savoie. He's talented. He just needs more snaps. I think we saw that tonight. He did pretty well on his cover assignments. He got a nice tackles there, even a pass breakup. So we'll see how those turn out later on in the season. Minute and a half to go here in this one. Your score is 24-2. No offensive scores for Monroe, just the safety. And I think Turner Ashby's ready to just wind this one out. Nice little run breaking outside here and rushed out of bounds. Blazeman, excuse me, not Blazeman, that's Dylan Fitz.
The ball carrier for Turner Ashby. First down, Knights.
Minute 12 to go here in the fourth quarter. 24-2 is your score if you're just joining us. Monroe's had struggles on offense, a little bit of struggles on defense. And it has been all Turner Ashby all night long. I'm here with Ryan Flynn. My name's Trent Fisher. Monroe Madness. Remember us from December? We had a fun time at girls basketball, didn't we, Ryan?
Yeah, we did.
Well, I had a different Ryan with me, but you were still there.
I'm the better one, obviously.
Oh, well. That's for y'all to decide. Someone lost their helmet down there in the field from Monroe. It appears to be Sam Hess, senior defensive tackle. He has to come out for a play. And a short run, gain of about 3. And we are under a minute to go here in this one. So unless the greatest comeback in high school football history occurs, Monroe will start the season 0-1 after a 24-2 loss to Turner Ashby at home. Next week they travel to play Spotswood, look to avenge what has happened here tonight. Offensive struggles, defensive mishaps. That sums it up for me.
I mean, got kind of everything on both sides of the ball, but if they can work out these struggles, work out these kinks.
Oh, it's a very talented team. I have
Within
nothing
the-
but confidence in this coaching staff and the entire team. I'm a big fan of these guys.
They're gonna
And
nail it.
I love them. I love them to death.
CJ Haskins takes the knee.
Haskins takes a knee, and I think that's going to do it. That will do it, as the teams will head to the 50 to shake hands. 24-2 is your final score. Monroe will start the season 0-1. TA 1-0. Caden Pritchett down for the Dragons waves good night to the crowd, as he is going to be one of those ones who's upset about this one. A lot of passion in his heart. So we'll sign it off as we see everyone shake hands, all the good stuff you love to see after a game of sportsmanship. It's been fun up here in the booth tonight, Ryan. Hope to get to do this again. And this is Ryan's first broadcast for Monroe Madness. Keep an eye on this kid because he's doing big things. Follow us on Twitter at WM Madness. It's also formerly known as the WHSGBB Twitter, where we followed our girls basketball team last year in their historic state run to the Final Four. If you want to follow me, I'm at the real Trenton Fisher on Twitter and Instagram.
And you can follow me at the Flintmeister218 on Instagram. And Monroe will travel to Spotswood next week, and we will see you all in
That
2
they
weeks
will.
here for Clark County.
We will. See you then. Have a good one. Thanks for watching Monroe Madness on YouTube Live.